establishment isn't doing enough for America. You need someone that stands up to the establishment, that goes against it, right? And you think that that individual is Trump.
Yes, thank you.
I do listen.
At least you understood what I said.
Yeah, clearly. Like I'm clearly I listen to every single individual. People might try to think that like I don't listen or I don't try to engage with their points, but trust me, I'm engaging with every single point. I'm listening, right? I don't agree.
All right, yes. So we can agree to disagree. Well, thank you, Parker. Thank you for
Appreciate.
that. Appreciate it.
All right, appreciate you coming on, man.
All right, you got to kick me out because my hands are.
I got you, bro. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 1 million likes. If you disagree, send a guest request right now. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. Share the live, everyone. Let's try to get to 1,000 shares to help get it out to more people. I appreciate everyone who's doing so. I only have like 2 hours left on the live, everyone. Tomorrow I will be on for a long time. I'll probably be doing a different topic, but here, literally the next day after that, I'll be doing this topic again because I have only done 5 hours here today. I normally do 6 hours every single day, everyone. Literally every day. I don't take any breaks. Like literally holidays, I don't take breaks. Weekends, I don't take breaks. I just love doing this so much, everyone. This is like, honestly, like I don't know, this is like my passion. So I love that y'all can be along with the trip. But let me go on to the next person again. If you disagree, send a guest request right now. Again, only send a guest request if you do disagree, y'all. Only send a guest request if you do disagree, y'all. Yo, thank you for the hand tower. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Is this your full-time job? Technically, well, I mean, I still go to school. Oh, whoa. Thomas got removed for community guidelines immediately when he joined. Stop skipping me. I'm not skipping anyone. I'm clicking random people in my guest box. Parker, are you conservative? No, I'm a progressive Democrat. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? But these lives also keep me entertained. I'm glad. I'm glad they do. I'm glad they do. Educational, entertaining. That's the whole point of the lives, everyone. I mean, that's what got me into this type of stuff. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Thank you, Nina. I appreciate that mustache. Thank you so much. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates. Thank you for the hat and mustache. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you for the cap as well. I appreciate it. Progressive policies for the wins. Absolutely W. Good thing Parker's not a socialist. I used to be. I used to be a socialist. I was like a market socialist. Now I'm like a social democrat. Or progressive. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? You're my favorite debater. Glad to be. Glad to be. Glad to be. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. W's, W's. Let me go to the next person again. Only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are
Yo,
you?
what up? 32, bro.
For
What's going
sure.
on?
Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Why so?
Well, main reason, uh, business and entrepreneurial success, and I do not think that he did lie when he said that the system is rigged. And
Hey,
when
by
I
the way,
when
are
I
you
say the
driving?
system, I don't. No, I'm at Panera.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, no, I'm at Panera. That's if you hear a radio or like air conditioning, I think I'm sitting right under one of their vents, but I'm at Panera. I'm eating a pizza. Yeah, it's delicious. But yeah, I do, and the reason why I'll tell you, like I said, um, when he was on stage publicly and said the system is rigged, I don't think, and the reason, the context in which he said the system is rigged, he was speaking financially about his taxes, right? He was talking about the financial system is rigged. Now, politically, the reason why I support him is not for political reasons, because I am a real estate agent and I operate out of Minnesota, but it's also because I have an LLC, I have a company of my own that I run. Sorry, I don't know. Must be somebody's birthday here in Panera. I apologize for that. So, anyways, that's why I agree. Do you have any rebuttal?
Yeah, so you're saying that because you would have some sort of financial interest to do so, thank you for the hand, I appreciate it. That's going to be like the biggest influence for why you support him.
Actually, I have no interest. I don't. I'm not a lobbyist. I don't support anybody. I don't know Donald Trump personally, and I'm not. I'm not. I've never been in contact with any of his businesses, hotels, etc. Literally zero ties to him in any way, shape, or form financially.
I wasn't saying that. I meant
Oh,
like
okay.
through taxes and stuff like that.
Well, through what he's claiming, and because of, based on my research in my industry and my profession, I can validate some of his claims. And what's important about that, I think, is economic structure. Okay, so this is where I know economics can tie into political opinions and decisions. However, I'm not making a decision based on politics and on its face, on like a face value of Democrat. Like, am I a Democrat or am I far red? Is that why I'm
It's like
representing?
total economics.
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
based
we
off
can have an econ
economic.
conversation then. So when it relates to econ, right, you think that a good effective policy is to increase the federal deficit by decreasing taxes on the top 1%, 83% of the tax cuts going to the top 1%?
Sorry, somebody dumped some ice in there. Give me just a second. Please repeat that one time.
Do you think it's good economic policy to increase the federal deficit from around 300 billion to like a 380 billion or something like that to about $1 trillion by engaging in a tax cut that sent 83% of the tax cuts to the top 1%?
Okay, and so let me ask you, what is you? Okay, so do I think that that's valuable, or do I think that's a reason to support Trump? Is that the question?
Yeah, do you think that that's good
Based on
economic
that
policy?
policy? Yeah,
Yeah, do you
based
think
on
it's
that
good
policy.
economic policy? Yeah.
As far as economic policy, and this is gonna really, of course, this is gonna sound like terrible on my end, but I'm just gonna be honest. And yes, the only reason why is because the top 1% is technically considered. Let's take this as like an Olympics race. Let's like envision this as an Olympics race. Your top one performers in the race of Olympics. Let's say it's a 400 marathon, um, or it's a 400 meter, and they gotta pass it off or whatever. The reason why is because the top 1% performers who are getting those breaks, there's a reason why they're performing in the 1%. It's because of their financial literacy. So it is unfortunate and it is disparaging and it is quite a shitty system that we come up, and I came up in the public education system. I have a single mom family, and so I know the struggle of everyday Americans, and I'm not wealthy by any means. But what I have done is I took it upon myself to say, how do I not be that disparaged, that majority, really, this is the majority of the American population because of inflation now, and today's current economic condition, those who are economically disparaged is a higher margin than what it used to be. And what I attribute that to, or what I believe that would be a factor of, is a lack of financial education. Now it's an option. It's always an option. So I did choose to take accounting in high school, and I was fortunate enough that my high school offered it, and they offered a tax class as well. But now there are other schools that will not offer that in high school. And now, to what percentage and what margin and to what cities that is, I don't have those statistics, and I'm not going to cite that for you now. But I was fortunate enough to be able to choose that for myself. And when I did do that, I turned the tables and said, okay, I'm a poor person. I'm a poor kid in high school. My mother's poor. She's a single mom. I have 7 siblings, and I'm choosing to take this elective for maybe fate reasons. I don't know, but what it's produced for me
Do you
now is
remember
the
what my
fact that
question was?
Uh, actually, I did get off on a tangent. Thanks for bringing me back in. I have ADHD, by the way.
Yeah, so do you think that that's effective economic policy?
Oh, I did answer that. I said yes.
You do think it's effective economic policy. So
Yeah,
what do you
sorry. Now
think
it's
is
shooting pizza.
well, yeah, what do you think is
Yeah.
effective about that economic policy? Because you think
Well,
it
because
you said
it
because
serves the
the top
1% of a.
1%, hold up,
Yep, it serves the top 1% of performers. And why I call them performers? Because the only reason why they're financially well off is because they're a performer when they're performing in a financial market, which is an economic platform.
yeah, I understand those things, right?
Yeah.
My question is very specific, right? So
Okay.
like when I'm talking about financial literacy, the top 1%, you're saying any money we give to the top 1%, it's going to be better for the economy overall than giving money to anywhere else in the
Actually,
economy.
no, no. Now we're on a variant. No, I understand what I. Okay, no, I don't agree with that statement, no. But your prior statement, yes.
What was that?
What you just said now, no. Because
What do you not
you
agree with?
changed in there, you changed what your position there.
How so?
So tax cuts to the 1%. Sure, fine. Why not? Because they're already using tax cuts. That's what the system is all about. How do we avoid taxes? How do we find loopholes? How do we study tax law? Or how do we get an accountant or a tax attorney who's going to help my business to avoid taxes and to maximize my profit margins? That's what the whole game is for the 1%. And now I'm not a part of the 1%, but I understand that that's their agenda, right? So now the 1% being like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Oprah Winfrey, big name people, big wigs, big Bill Gates. That's our top 1% here in America, at least, right?
What did I say that
So
was wrong?
I didn't say you were wrong. I said I don't agree with your second variation of the question.
Yeah, no. So what do you not agree with? Think of the paper crane. Appreciate it.
Well, my good sir, I am in a state of distraction because I'm eating pizza and I'm taking notes on a different transaction right now. So you would have to reference, if you could, your original statement and your secondary statement. The original statement that I'm prefacing, that I'm agreeing with, is giving tax breaks to the 1%. That's what I'm defending. If we need a frame of reference.
Yeah, and you're doing that because you're saying that because of their financial literacy, spending money and giving money to the top 1% is going to be more effective than giving it to anywhere else in the economy.
Right, because let's say we
Okay.
give,
So
yeah, and I'll give. Do you want me to give supporting evidence of why I think that is?
thank you for the little crown. I appreciate it. Yeah, sure. I mean, I acknowledge that you think that, right? But I would just ask the extents. Like, do you think that, right, we should just decrease taxes on the top 1% indefinitely so that they're at zero because it's going to be more effective for the economy overall?
They already are at zero. What do you mean?
They're not at zero.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
And and if that's where we're gonna find our boundaries of disagreement, we can go into that.
Clearly speaking, people pay taxes.
Okay, who's the people that pay taxes? Go ahead and define that for me.
Yeah, people that make over like $12,000 a year are going to be paying taxes, right?
Sure, why?
And
Are they
because
W-2 employees? Are they 1099 employees? Are they business owners? They have an S corporation? Are they on a different echelon? Do they have a trust? What's going on?
all of
Tell
those
me their
people would be
economic
paying
tell me
taxes.
their economic status.
Again, I'm just talking about people overall. Why I don't
Right.
I'm not
People
talking about like
overall. Like
specific groups of people.
the general majority of Americans, is that what you're speaking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about the majority of Americans. Yes,
Okay, well, fair enough. I can agree with you. The general majority does pay taxes.
clearly.
Yeah, obvious. I used to. I was part of that general majority, and I'm not saying I'm wealthy by any means.
What
Just
percent of what people pay 0%?
what what amount of people pay 0%? I don't have those values.
No, I said what people. Like you were. I think you were referencing rich people paying 0%.
There are some people in the top 1% who don't pay any tax because they understand tax code, or they have a lawyer at their ready who understands tax code that can
Thank you for the
advise
hand
them on
hearts. I appreciate it.
how to structure their revenue and their profits to not have to pay taxes.
They pay less taxes, right? But zero taxes would be say something for like a business or something like that, like Amazon or something like that. But they do pay a small percentage in taxes, but they do pay personal taxes.
Right, that's for public record to be analyzed by the public to say, oh, okay, so we're
Thank you
all
for
in
the
the
hand
same
heart. Thank you.
ballgame. So it makes it feel comfortable for everybody who's in the middle working class who does pay taxes to say, oh, I understand Jeff Bezos, or the owner of Amazon, does pay a marginal amount of taxes. It's not as much as me, which I would like it to be. But okay, I can see it's fair game.
That's not fair game at
Oh,
all. No, it's not fair game. I agree, it's not fair game, right? But
okay,
the point I'm making is that they do pay some level. Okay, it's not 0%.
right.
I
That's
do
what's
agree it's
published
low
on
though.
paper. And I think I would agree that that's what's published on paper. However, we have to find out who the editors are of that paper and if it's factual. Because I don't think that's factual. I think that's fake news. I don't think
You
they
think it's
pay any
fake news that they
taxes.
paid? You think that they paid none?
Well, yes. The specific
That's
people
clearly not
who
true. We
are
did see that people paid taxes. That's like
right.
this is not just
And that's
fucking
what I'm
false
saying. And
information.
right. And so here's where we're going to get into that realm of what do you want to believe? Because there is published and there is public news and there is verifiable evidence that they pay a small percentage of tax compared to their annual gross profits,
Oh,
right?
that's now moving the goalpost. Okay, so small percentage in tax, and the original claim was 0. Okay, clearly speaking, you were wrong. I
No,
was
I
already
said
arguing that.
no. I still believe they don't pay any. I said, but this is where I'm not moving the goalpost. Let's get real specific because I said, yes, there is a narrative that is published that says that they pay a small percent of tax based on their gross profits. That's what I said. Now, whether it's published or not doesn't make sure it's factual. And that's why I said we need to check the editors who publish it, because the editors are the ones who deem it publishable,
Yeah,
right?
so give
So
me a
now we
reason to
got to go to the
believe that
editors
it's
in fact.
false. Give me a reason to believe that it's false.
Well, the editors in fact can be bought just like it was in 2008,
Can be doesn't mean they were.
2006 to 2008.
Can
They
be
were bought.
doesn't mean there were. You can be bought, and you could be lying right now. Doesn't mean you
Of
are.
course I could, but if I was bought, I wouldn't be talking to you, Parker. Promise you that I would not.
Who
I'm a
knows? Who
low.
knows?
Well, if you want to check my bank statements and profit margins, you go for it, buddy. But anybody who looks me up or my business, Palmer
I'm just
Realty
saying what's
LLC,
logically
will find
possible.
out that I am not the top 1%. I
I'm just
promise
saying
you
what's
that.
logically possible.
All right, but I'm public. I'm on the public record, just so you know. You can look me up in the Secretary of State of Minnesota and see Palmer Realty and find out what my profit margins are. I am not. I'm not a mysterious individual. I'm a regular person.
Okay, what's your point?
Dodge ram it. What do you mean? What's my point? I'm saying
I
is
was just saying
I'm
it's
speaking to you.
possible, right?
I'm speaking to you from
Thank
the
you for
same
subscription. I appreciate it.
platform,
Thank you.
and most likely from the same similar position as you, and most people viewing the live. I am not the 1%. I am not even the 10%. I'm not the 50. I'm still in low economic status. But what I do have, and what I am offering, and what I am debating on the side of, is giving tax breaks, which Donald Trump gives tax breaks to the top 1%. That was the main point of our argument. I'm saying I don't I don't think that's a bad idea because that top 1% does control the economic structure of our government of the USA, right? The USA economics portfolio is managed, governed, and um, enforced by the one percenters. And that's the way it is for every country. And then the presidents, dictators, leaders, whatever party you want to say it is, they're all following a structure of economics. They're following an economic structure. And the reason being is because that's the easiest way to create competition and to create a competitive market and to where you can have your citizens, your inhabitants of your country to say they want to compete to aspire to something. The only way you can do that is to set a goal, to set a standard or a precedent, and to say, hey, here's the precedent, here's the operating standard, challenge it, meet it, or overcome it, and free game. Here you go. Now that we start the Olympics on a global scale, right? That's the way I view it.
I'm confused how this is relevant.
Well, if you can tell me where your confusion is, we can isolate it, and I can expand on that.
No, I don't know how any of that was relevant at all.
We're talking about economics. We're talking about the 1%. I said I support Trump, and you said why? Do you think that him giving tax breaks to the 1% is a good thing? And I said yes. And so I expanded on that because you asked me to. So where are we getting lost? What's going on?
I didn't get the connection there
I
at
need
all.
more context. Huh?
I didn't get the connection there at all. Right.
So what I just said?
You're saying that the best way to stimulate the economy is by affecting the top 1%. So again, it should be the case that we remove all taxes on the top 1%, right? As that's going to be the most effective for the economy. Is that your position?
No. See, and that's
No,
where
that's
you're
not
just
your position.
adding.
So
See, that's where you just add in. See, so I said a lot of shit, right? I used a lot of words and I said a lot of things, but then you defactored that to something that would fit what you just wanted to say, and I disagree. That wasn't my
no,
position.
it was what my original question was, and then you responded with
What was your original
with it.
question?
That
Your
was my
original
original
question
question.
was this. Your original question was why do I support Donald Trump? I said because he's smart about taxes and money. You said
My
why did
original
you
question in
said
this
so him giving
scenario
tax
was
breaks.
asking. No, my original question in the scenario, right, was about what I just said. Right, I literally just asked you it, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
You said Donald Trump giving tax breaks to the 1% is a good thing. That was your original
No,
question, wasn't it?
no. No,
Was it
no,
not?
no, no, no. I'm
That
talking.
wasn't.
No, oh my gosh, no, dude. I was. Oh my god, dude. I was talking about this like original point right now.
I'll take deep
Not that.
breaths. I'll take 10 deep breaths. Let's calm down.
I'm completely calm right
No,
now.
I'm gonna do that for myself, so I don't interrupt you anymore.
Okay.
I'm not deflecting on you. I'm saying I should do that for myself. I think that's healthy if I take 10 deep breaths so I can reevaluate where we're at, okay? Okay, Parker. I'm sorry I got on a tangent, and if I was one who derailed the convo, let's bring it back in. Let's get down to what the initiation. Let's get back down to where do we start?
Yeah.
Where do we go wrong?
You were arguing that giving more money to the top 1% makes the economy better off. So I said then we should reduce their tax burden to zero because that gives them more money and that's going to be more effective for the economy then.
Do you
And you
remember
said
my
no.
initial rebuttal? No, do you remember my initial rebuttal to that? My initial response?
Not one that was relevant to it, no.
So my initial response was that they pay zero, and I thank you for remembering the original question that you had because that is what you asked. And
Yeah,
I
you
said
did.
no. I
Yeah,
said they
yeah, you
already
did say
pay
that they were
zero,
zero. I thought you were
right?
talking about the second time,
So
right?
look,
You did say that it was zero, and then we
now me and you
disputed
have
that.
established now me and you have established the fact that you have a good memory and I have a good memory. So now we can be friends. And I'm not doing this merely as a point to exercise superiority over you. I think you're a very intelligent 21-year-old. I wish I had your intelligence at 21. I really do. I did not. And maybe you might still have a one up on me in that area, but that's not what we're debating. I'm just glad that we can get back to base roots, original roots of the conversation, okay? So I did rebuttal and say they already pay zero. And this is where our tangent began. They already pay zero, Parker. The
We
top
disputed
1%
that. You
doesn't pay
disputed that.
taxes. Well, where do
You
we have
literally
an
said
impasse? Where do
you
we have an
said
impasse?
you said they pay some.
No, I said they show on paper that they pay some, and I was very explicit about that.
And
I
you
was
think that's
very
fake.
detailed.
You think it's fake, the stuff on paper.
The
They didn't
show
actually
on
pay that.
paper, the show on paper is for the public good. That's for the morale. That's for the public
So it's
morale to
not
say, I
real.
still have a chance.
So it's not real.
Yes, of course, it's not real.
Okay.
It's an image.
So how do
It's
you
an
know it's
image for the
false?
public good. How do I know it's false? I know it's false because they wouldn't be talked about. And okay, so now how do I know it's false? I'll provide the fact that this is my notion, this is my opinion, and this is my speculation and observation and analysis, okay? That's what it is. I'll give you all those words to say that that's what I'm providing you now. I'm analyzing that it's false, what they're supposedly paying on taxes, because why would they? If they're already that high up in the 1% and the tax code already says that income tax is voluntary, and what is income? Let's define income based on the tax code, right? And I'll give you straight from the source. IRS tax code says income is defined based on what you gain, like capital gains tax off of real estate investments or properties or sales, or stock and bonds exchanges. That's what income is. So if you're a W-2 employee and you clock in 9 to 5 at wherever the fuck you clock in, it's not deemed mandatory that you pay taxes. Now, when we're talking about the 1% who do deal in real estate and stocks and bonds, right? How are they going to avoid that mandatory income threshold that they have to pay tax on? Well, now we have to understand tax code and we have to dive a little deeper, right? Are you
Palmer,
following me?
did you just say that people who work jobs don't have to pay taxes?
Facts. Go ahead and
How
look it
much?
up in the
At
IRS
what
code.
income level?
Doesn't matter your income level. If your income is
It does
defined, check
matter the
this out.
income
Well,
level.
no, let me tell you this. Income is defined as such. And I have this on my channel and I have this in documents I can provide, and you can look it up in Black's Law 9th edition legal dictionary from your legal law library library in your local county. You can look it up. What is the definition of income legally? It is the profits you make off of real estate transactions and or stocks and bonds. And it doesn't say is when you clock into McDonald's at 9 to 5. That is not income, my guy. Now,
It's probably talking about different types of income.
McDonald's when you apply, they're
That's
going to ask you to file a W-4 to say
that's
who you
literally
are as a
capital gains.
taxpayer.
That's
Huh?
capital gains.
Yeah, those are capital gains, and that's what's
Capital gains
legally
is
tax.
different from
That's what's
income.
that's what's legally taxable under the IRS code.
Wait,
W
so
two
the
W two
W-2s are
employees.
legally taxable. Yes, you're legally taxed when you work at McDonald's too.
If you file a W-4, you're deemed, yes, you're submitting your omission to say I will pay taxes, but you don't have to file it because it's
You
not
do, you
mandatory.
do, you
No,
do.
it's not.
If you make
Look it up
enough,
in
you
the
have to
IRS
pay.
code,
Yes, you
Parker.
literally have to pay if you make enough.
Parker,
Yes.
look it up in the IRS code. The definition of income tax and the definition of I have to pay or file taxes on my income. Income is defined legally as what you make capital gains off of stocks and bonds or real estate, period. That's all it is. It's
No,
not what
that's
you
literally
make from
capital.
McDonald's.
That's capital gains.
I just said that.
Yes, that's not personal income when it relates to or
I know
individual
personal
income.
income is not taxable.
Individual income is taxable. You're literally wrong.
Hold on a second. I took a bite of my pizza. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I got my computer here. I'm going to type something in. So, if somebody makes money from, let's say they're a McDonald's employee, a Walmart employee, they file a W-4, they have to, they supposedly have to file a W-2 come February, April next year to file their taxes. What are they filing taxes on?
They're gonna file taxes on their individual income.
Individual income. Now, what is individual income?
It's gonna be the money that they receive from their employer, right? So they'll pay employee tax. Like there's like is it I think it's FICA, Social Security. They pay like a few different types of taxes, Medicare, right? Along with payroll, like they pay partial
Right.
payroll.
Yep.
Yeah, and then like there's like the rest of the personal income.
Okay. So I just want to get back to brass tacks. We're trying to define income, right, and why it's taxable, and what version of income is taxable. What's mandatory pursuant to the IRS code, right?
Wait, sorry, say that again.
What version of income is mandatory to file a tax return on pursuant to the IRS code?
What tax code?
What version of income is mandatory to file pursuant to the IRS code?
I don't know. Like, are you talking about W-4, W-2? What are you asking about that type of stuff?
There's 1099, there's SS4s, there's all kinds of different things.
I don't
So
know.
what version of income is mandatory to file taxes on pursuant to the IRS code? Mandatory pursuant to the IRS code.
I really don't know what you're trying to ask there, to be honest.
What I'm asking is what version of income is
Are you?
pursuant
I don't know.
or is mandatory?
I
Okay.
don't know.
The version of income that's mandatory to file taxes on, the version of income is income that is defined by that of such of capital gains on real estate transactions and stocks and bonds. That's mandatory. What is
That's other
voluntary is
types are
everything else.
mandatory. No, no,
What is
they're
no,
mandatory.
income taxes are voluntary for other sorts of income.
Yes, yeah, you have to pay. You don't just pay capital gains.
Well, you don't just file mandatory based on a W-2. You file mandatory. Mandatory is
No,
capital
it's
gain.
so you're just using a
Mandatory
different
is
sense of
capital gain.
mandatory then, right? Because if you don't file your taxes, you're gonna have like the IRS come after you. That's gonna happen, right? They can audit you and they can come
Well,
after you.
now let's say yes, that's their threat is the audit, right? Now that's them negotiating, saying, hey, John Doe, you made 100K at McDonald's last year. We don't know how you did it, why you did it. You didn't pay any taxes on it. What's going on? That's what's going to happen. So they're not going to investigate. They're not going to investigate people. They're not going to investigate people like Well, now hold on. I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak unfactually because now we're getting into the area where you're challenging me in a good way. So I gotta calm down. Let me take a break. Not like a break, like I'm not gonna talk to you, but let me just take some breaths again, so that way I'm not speaking from an emotional state. I want to keep it factual. So if you can bear with me, and I appreciate your audience, Parker. I've been trying to get on your stream for a long time, but you're very popular and you're very good at monogamy. So it's
Yeah, I
full
do one on
respect,
ones.
brother. Like I'm not coming at you as a person that's saying, like I said originally in my preface, I'm not coming at you as somebody superior. I want to just make sure that this is beneficial for the both of us and everybody who's viewing.
For sure. We can finish up this part and then I will go on to the next person and whatnot.
You know what? I'm a reasonable fellow. How about we say this? Next time you're live, I'll just request and be patient. You want to talk to me again? We'll talk again. Because this will go deep and it will
Tomorrow
go
I'll be
long.
doing a different topic. I think the next day
That's
after
fine.
that I'll be doing this topic again,
That's
and I'll
totally
make sure to
fine.
look for you.
You know what? That's totally fine. I just want to be reasonable and say, you know what I'm about to get into will take a lot longer. And I appreciate your audience. I appreciate everybody viewing. Thank you for your time. And go ahead and move on to your next guest, man. I
Appreciate
respect what you do.
appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to the next person. Everyone, if you disagree, send a guest request right now. Tap that screen. Let's try to get to 1 million likes, everyone. Yo, what's up?
I'm
Do you support
serious. For
Trump?
the price of a latte a day, you could get LASIK.
Again?
Parker!
Yeah, what's up? Are you driving?
Oh shit. Parker!
Are you driving?
I'm not driving. Guess what I just did?
What'd you do?
Oh my god, I colored my hair red and purple and blonde because you know female top G crazy.
So you're liberal now?
Uh no, what the fuck is liberal?
You
Parker, no one
sounds pretty liberal to me.
Parker, can I say something?
What's up?
No one cares about half the stuff you fucking talk about. It's all stupid stuff. No one actually cares about this stuff.
Then why'd you wait
No,
for so long in the guest box
I
to join
didn't. I
live?
was like waiting for 5 minutes and you added me and I'm like, fuck,
No,
let me
no, it's
add
been more
them.
than 5 minutes. You were waiting earlier. I saw you
Bro,
in the
but I was
chat
doing
for
my
a
hair
bit.
the whole time. It doesn't count.
Ooh, that's a bit of a yikes.
Parker,
Yikes.
did you ever eat your girlfriend's butt before?
I don't have a girlfriend.
Do you want to eat my butt?
Okay, don't say that on the live. You're gonna get banned, and that's weird too. That's also really weird.
All right, let's
Like
talk about something.
honestly,
How was
like
your day?
that is actually a really weird comment. Like I'm not gonna call it out much, but that
Why?
is a
You're
really
not. You're
weird
not
comment.
18. You're fucking 21. You're a grown man. You should be taking care of me and paying my bills. The
I
fuck you
mean, but that
doing?
doesn't mean I consented to it.
Okay, so did you not? I asked you a question. You can just say no. You're the one here talking about men who have
I mean,
sleep with other men.
it's still a weird comment.
You talk about men sleeping with other men being okay. You're like everything that God hates. You're like God's enemy in the 21-year-old version little body.
I can't be an enemy of something that doesn't exist.
Okay, how can Allah not exist when you have a stomach and your stomach acid
We've
don't?
already gone over the
Yeah, it's like
contradictions.
why are you like so like every organ in your body has its functionality. How could you possibly think that it happened on its own? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, God functions, right?
Of course Allah functions.
Does that mean that he had to be designed? Are you gonna drive, by the way?
No, I'm out of the car. Why
Okay.
does Allah why do you need answers to everything that Allah does? Anything Allah does. Why do you need
Appreciate Cap. Thank
answers?
you so much. What do I need answers? Well,
Yeah, why do you always need answers? You're like a little fish that can't get fed. Like what the fuck?
because it's about like what's expected given that they're acting a particular way,
Okay,
right?
but
So
what does that
I have to
to
have
do with
answers
Allah
as to
creating
why
you?
you think that God acted a particular way or not, right? As
But what
it's
does that have
relevant
to
to
do
what we
with
would
Allah
expect
creating
from
you?
this God.
But how is that relevant to Allah creating you? He still gave you. Explain that to me. Why are your organs all functioning in different functionalities, but they're all benefiting you?
Thank you for the head mustache. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Because evolution, right, has a sort of process to select things in which
That is so
like
weird.
function
Evolution.
and necessarily work,
Oh, okay.
right? Clearly
So
speaking, I
why
think
are
that
there
that's a
animals?
process. Hold up. Clearly thinking, I think it's a process in which we observe, right, which is factual, right? It does
Oh,
happen.
okay.
Whether or not you think that the process, right, happens over extended periods of time or not is like
Oh,
undisputed,
okay.
right? In
Oh
terms
yeah.
of this.
For your fans that think I deleted my account, I didn't. I got banned. Because I said I stuck out my tongue on live, so I got banned. So you guys can follow me. Yeah. Ooh. But yeah, how could you possibly believe anything you say? Because animals, they freaking have different body types. Some animals don't have a face. They don't have like anything, and they're completely transparent, and they still function properly. How could you sit here and say there's no God?
Well, because there's a contradiction with your belief.
How?
One, we could just say it contradicts our commitments, right? Like we're committed to historical fact. Historical fact indicates that Jesus was crucified on the cross. The Quran denies that
That's
Jesus was
not
crucified
true.
on the
That's not
cross.
true. Where's the
Therefore, we're going to
historical?
deny
Where's
the
the
Quran.
evidence? Where's the evidence that Isa got crucified?
Yeah, so we can look at Tacitus. We can look at Josephus. Right?
What
These are
if that's a
people that.
lie? Well, what if that's a lie?
Well, you can say that about any
But
type
the
of
Quran,
information.
Islam doesn't say that no one got crucified. Islam says that the person that got crucified, their face became like Jesus. So you
Yeah,
need a
and it also
faith,
made
which
it
you don't
appear
have.
like it was Jesus. So the evidence from the witnesses and whatnot that we would have, historically speaking, would be indicating that it was Jesus. Okay, so your
How?
own view
But that's
disputes
the whole point.
disputes
Allah
your
said that
idea based
Allah
upon the
said
idea of historical evidence, because
no. The
historical
whole
fact
point is that
is based upon
Allah.
hold up. Historical fact is based upon what's most likely to be the case. So if you agree that they made it appear to be the case that it was Jesus, well then that's gonna be most likely that that was the case. So we're just gonna dispute the Quran based upon that notion. Thank you for the
But that
hand, I
doesn't make
appreciate it.
any
But
sense.
this is off topic. This is
If
off
Allah
topic
told you that
from.
it's Jesus, it's not Jesus, then it's not Jesus. Like it's not that hard.
Okay, well you can have faith in whatever you want, but I can also have faith that I'm gonna be Ben 10 and have an Omnitrix after I die. Right?
I
So
just don't
I don't
understand.
know.
I just don't understand. Do you believe in ethics?
Yeah, I believe ethics.
Okay, where does ethics come from?
Ethics is based upon our preferences.
Oh, it's based upon your preference. So why do you have? Well, why do people prefer to have good ethics than bad ethics?
Because good is what they have a preference for, so it's just logically entailed.
Why do people have the logically entailment of good? Because all Islam preaches and Allah preaches is
No,
good.
no, no. Good is what like they would want to be the case, right? Or what they like,
But
right?
why is
That's
that?
that's that's like by definition.
The thing is, you get your whole entire moral compass from God's perspective. God gave you a choice of being good or bad. Just like how I said in the previous live, you have a choice on what you can and can't do. But you choose to have good ethics, which is a moral compass, which automatically means that you follow God. Whether you like it or not. Allah says in the Quran
I'm
that
not
all
following
those in the
God there,
heavens and the
right? I'm
earth,
not
they
following
pray to
God or
Allah.
anything
They
there.
worship
Clearly
Allah, whether
not.
they like it or not. So you worship Allah, you just don't know it.
Okay, you can think what you want when it relates to that. Do you want to actually give an argument that relates to the topic?
There's no point in arguing with you, sweetheart. You're just like Ben. I don't know. You just want to be God's enemy and go to hell. I don't know what to do.
I don't want to be an enemy of something that doesn't exist because I
So
can't.
okay,
It's
I
not
have one
possible.
question. Okay,
It's not
here you have two.
reasonable.
Okay, you have two predicaments. This is what Muslims are saying. You have two predicaments. You can either be a good person, believe in Allah, and then end up in paradise, or go to hell. Or you can still be a good person, not believe in Allah, and nothing will happen, but you have a chance of going to hell. Islam doesn't tell you to lose anything. All it tells you is to be a good person, believe in the one who created the heavens and the earth. Why
I'm
would
not
you?
scared of it at all because
But
there's
why would any
contradictory
logical
notions.
human being with any iota of fucking brain you choose to not believe in Islam when there's obviously a if factor that you could potentially go to hell and you're still doing good deeds and you're still being a good person? You get what I'm saying?
Are you scared of the hell of Christianity?
Bro, Christianity, there's no such thing as hell in Christianity. If you're
There is
Christian, you
hell
go
in
to heaven.
Christianity,
Okay,
right?
explain to me what is the hell of Christianity though, because I would like to
It's if
chill there
it's
for
if you
like
don't
a few
believe or have
days.
faith in Jesus Christ and repent, then you don't go
So
to
what
heaven.
happens in that hell?
Some notions are eternal conscious torment. Others are just that you like cease to
Honestly, I
exist.
prefer to be in
Depends.
Christian hell than in Muslim hell because Muslim hell it's black and
No,
then
are
there's
you are
like
you are
never.
you scared of Christian
No,
hell?
I'm not. I'm not scared of Christian hell because I don't follow
Are you
Christianity.
scared of the hell from Judaism?
Yes, I'm scared of the hell from the initial gospel, the Torah, the Quran, and the Palms are all sent from Allah. So we believe in all of these books. We don't pick and choose between the books. The hell is the same hell. I don't
Okay,
know
if
about the
if I
Christian
create
hell.
my own religion and I tell you that there's a hell in this religion, are you going to be scared of it?
No,
Okay. So like you can dispute the hell of all these other religions.
no,
I can
you
just
can't.
dispute
You
yours
can't
as well.
because the
And in
only
that same
reason I
respect,
believe.
because the Pascal's wager doesn't give you the ability to differentiate between any type of religion. All the religions are viewed the same from Pascal's wager standpoint. So if you're willing to reject
Who the
Pascal's
fuck is
wager when it
Pascal
relates,
Wager?
That's the argument you just gave. If you're willing to reject it when it relates to one scenario, but not reject it when it relates to other scenarios, right? It seems like you have an issue there.
Bro,
You need
I
to
don't care
explain.
about Christian hell. I'm just saying that the only reason I believe in Islam is because the Quran is scientifically, by your science, the shit that you worship, is scientifically proven to be the word of God.
That's
There's no way a
false.
man.
False.
Okay, prove to me. Let's have a proper conversation. How is the Quran not the word of God? Prove it to me.
We've already gone over this. We've already
Yeah, but
literally gone
no,
over
but you have
this.
to prove this to me
I've
because
given
how
you
could you? Okay,
contradictions.
why is
I've
there
also shown you
embryology
that
in the
it's not
Quran?
related to historical fact. The embryology is basic and not doesn't go over anything.
Okay, but you just said it's basic. Are you denying that
Yeah,
it's there?
yeah. No, the embryology it says it like it's embryology, but it's not actually correspondent to embryology we see like
Yes, it is.
within
You know how many
science.
scientists I can
It's
pull up right
not.
now that became Muslim off of learning about the embryology, just the embryology?
I've literally read it. It's not
Listen,
like
Parker,
complex. It's not
you
hyper
just want to be
specific.
wrong. You just want to be right. Like you just want to be against anything anyone
No,
says.
you're literally
No, no, no,
first of
because
all,
you just said it's basic. What do
first
you
of
mean it's
all,
basic, fam?
yeah,
Talk,
yeah,
talk, talk
it doesn't
truth.
go over the
But
complexities of
is it still true or
embryology.
not? Okay,
No.
can an illiterate orphan in the middle of the desert 1400 years ago know anything about the embryology of human beings?
We can have questions about whether or not they were illiterate, one, like
What are
clearly
you
speaking.
talking about? Whether or not Muhammad
Two,
was illiterate?
that doesn't mean
How
you
could
can't
Muhammad peace and
dictate.
love not be illiterate?
Hey, let me respond. Two, we don't know necessarily like whether or not like it could just dictate as he was a merchant, right? He was able to interact with many other people, gain knowledge from other
Who do you think
communities
in
as he
that
was a
time
merchant.
had
Thank
a
you for the
okay? But how
fantastic.
old
I
is the
appreciate it.
microscope?
Thank you. Okay, so um, do I need to mute you every single time I like speak or something? Is that what I need
Bro,
to do?
continue. I'm listening.
Okay. No, you can go. I just like I'm just gonna tell you to like just chill.
Bro, I'm just saying the microscope was only created 100 years ago. You're just being zooped.
I'm confused what you're talking about.
The microscope, the stuff that they use to check out the human body and stuff. Yeah, that was only created 100 years ago.
I don't see how that's relevant, right?
So how is it
Embryology within the
possible for
Quran is not.
anyone in that time period to know anything about the human body?
They already knew. Ancient Greeks knew about the human body.
Okay, but
They
did they know the
dissected.
steps? The entire step of the childbirth is in the Quran,
It's
from the
not.
weaning of the child and everything of the sort.
That's not true.
Parker, you can't deny the Quran's the word of Allah. You're just lying. You're saying it's not true when it's obviously there. You're
No,
saying it's
you're literally
basic.
trolling. You're
You
literally
can't even.
trolling, right?
No, I'm not trolling.
You think that there's
I'm not trolling.
embryology
Wallah,
that's
I'm just bored.
complex.
But yo, I'm just telling you,
You think
you
there's
can't.
embryology that's complex?
No, because
Hold
you're
up,
saying it's
hold
basic,
up.
family. You can't say it's
It is.
basic.
It is. Right. So
What
if
does
you
that
actually
even
read
mean?
it,
It's basic. You're admitting it. You just admit you lost. War. It's over. I won. Top G has conquered. Tell Andrew Tate I want to marry him. By the way, yo, guess what? His friend messaged me on Twitter.
okay. So the embryology that's listed within the Quran extremely vague. It does not actually give a legitimate process in which embryology
This guy
occurs.
said
Right.
vague.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Can you let me finish?
Stop saying vague.
I
That's
mean, it is
terrible.
vague. It clearly was vague, right? It has no actual process. It literally talks about how like the bones and flesh were just formed immediately. That's not the process of embryology at all. It's not how it functions, okay? Clearly speaking, right, there's a
The
lack of
bones
understanding
and
at
the
that
flesh.
time that is also associated with the knowledge that we had from the ancient Greeks. The ancient Greeks had some knowledge about how these different processes worked, and that's exactly why the Quran also claims that sperm, right, the spurting fluid that causes life to exist, right, to be something that derives from between the backbone and the ribs, as that was literally believed by the ancient Greeks before, okay? So this is just knowledge at the time.
You're trying to tell me that Muhammad had access to the ancient Greeks.
Yes,
He's
knowledge,
lying.
yes.
So now you're just saying anything, pretty much. You're just making up anything.
No, that's actually like historically understood.
No, because I heard what you said. You literally just pointed out one thing, and then you said that it's vague. How could it be vague when it's still facts? And that's just one thing. The embryology is just the one thing. That's not even like everything else is in the Quran. What about the bees? What about the bees having a cure in their belly? What about that? They just
What do you
recently
mean? What
found
do you
out that's
mean?
a cure for cancer. Apparently, the
Thank you
the
for the hand
bees
job. I appreciate it.
having
Thank you
a
so much.
cure in their belly.
Can you show me like a source?
Bro, I don't know. You can search it. I recently seen that. But the bees, the whole life of the bee, it's in the Quran. It's written by step how they benefit mankind.
And what does it say?
Bro, it says that the bee it takes care of mankind and how we survive off using the bee, like and all the benefits of the bee. It's in the Quran. There's a whole freaking chapter called the bee.
I'm asking you what they say.
I don't know what they say. I'm not a scholar yet.
Okay. Well. Okay. So since you don't know what you have to know about that, right? How
I'm
about
just
we talk
saying,
about the topic?
Parker, you literally can't just look at the signs Allah gives you and be like,
Can
oh,
we
this
look
is
at the topic?
vague.
Can we go to the
You
topic?
can't be like it's vague and it's basic. What the like? You're 1400 years ago in the middle of the desert. You're getting information that's godly, and you're talking about it's basic. You're disrespecting Allah. I don't know what you're
Can we
gonna do
talk
when
about the
you're a
topic?
judge. Bro, why would you not support Trump? Of course, I support Trump. He has orange hair, and he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So what about him's funny?
He freed all the Mexican kids. We're all happy now.
What?
Bro, Biden is a pedo.
What are you talking about? Wait, hold up.
I,
The claim you said feeds Mexican kids. I'm
no,
confused.
he freed all the Mexican kids. Didn't he
No, he
shut
separated the families.
didn't he shut down the wall?
He separated families at the border.
Bro, he repented, bro. I forgive him. May Allah forgive him.
He's Christian. Thank you for the hand. I appreciate it.
So what?
Okay, you're
He's
trolling. You're not being
He's Allah's
serious.
creation.
You're not being serious.
Well, Parker, you're wrong. Okay, you can't call the embryology in the Quran basic. You have to admit that
Okay, yeah,
it's
you're trolling. Have a good day.
Okay, bye. Love you. Bye.
I can't do it. I actually can't do it. We're gonna go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Tap that screen. Let's try to get to 1 million likes, everyone. Matt with the Interstellar. W Matt in the comment section right now, everyone. Let's go. W Matt. Let's go. W with the Interstellar. W Matt. Hey, let's go. Let's go. All right, everyone. Again, if you like the content, follow me if you haven't already. Only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. W Matt's in the comment section, everyone. Okay, for some reason it's not. Dude, get off my For You page. Stop interacting with my content, and maybe I'll get off your For You page. If you didn't interact with my content so much, I wouldn't be on it. That's tough. That's tough. Oh, I thought something crazy just happened. All right, we're good. Don't worry. All right, let me go to the next person. It's not accepting people. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree. Share the live, everyone. Let's try to get to 1,000 shares, everyone. You can copy link or you can send it to a few friends. Again, Matt, W Matt in the comment section. I appreciate the Interstellar, man. Appreciate it, man. All right, let's go to the next person. It's really not accepting people. I'm trying. Give it a second, everyone. Again, share the live if you want to help get it out to more people, y'all. Oh, chat, we're about to move to sub-only chat. If you want to have access to the sub-only chat that I'm going to be putting on for the last hour of the live, subscribe to me if you haven't already. Helps me come on here every single day, so only send a guest request. If you disagree, everyone, if you want to have access to the sub-only chat I'm putting on here in a second, again, make sure to do so if you haven't already. All right, it's not accepting people. Give it a second, everyone. Thank you for the hand tower. Appreciate it, Mila. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Mila. Appreciate it. Okay, let me get to the next one. Sorry, everyone. It's not accepting people. I'm trying. Give it a minute, everyone. Tap that screen, y'all. Let's try to get to 1 million likes, everyone. If we get to 1 million likes, I'll be giving away a few free subs here at the end of the live, everyone. If we get to 1 million likes. For some reason, it's not accepting people, y'all. I'm trying. Give it a second, y'all. Yo, Dan, thank you so much for the hand hearts. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, it's not accepting them. Let me go to the next. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, all. Thank you. I appreciate all the hand hearts. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Chantel. Yo, thank y'all for the hand hearts. Mads, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Okay, it's not accepting people, everyone. I'm trying really hard. I don't know why it's not accepting y'all. Give it a second, everyone. Yo, the Wanderer, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. It's actually not accepting people. I don't know what's going on. I really am trying to get people on. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. I'll DM you about free sub. I'm confused. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
30.
For sure. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Why so?
Hello?
Why so? Why do you support Trump?
Because he hasn't really done anything negative or wrong in any way.
Thank you for the paper crane. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Nothing?
Yeah, he hasn't done anything wrong or anything.
So him lying about the election for the past few years, it's not wrong? Him being held liable for sexual abuse isn't wrong. Him going into like pageant shows with little girls that are changing, that's not wrong. him referring to Mexican people who are coming from Mexico, immigrating to the country, as they're rapists and criminals. Some, I assume, are good people. Him referring to the people from Charlottesville as very fine people when they were white supremacists there. Um, the Muslim ban. All right. Any of those ring a bell?
I feel like those are all kind of like the leftist side. So you know how like a lot of things are tainted and warped depending on people's political views and depending on the
And those aren't.
media.
Those are just true across the board, right? Like I'm not giving a biased perspective when it relates to that. These are things that Trump literally did.
You believe them because you listen to biased media that believes in
What biased media?
Well, what media do you listen to?
I don't really listen to mainstream media.
Well, you have to have learned it from somewhere, even if it's from Facebook or YouTube or anything like that. There's some form of bias of which you get your information from. So,
yeah.
if you,
So
like,
what
TikTok,
distincts my bias that I get my information from your bias that you get your information from?
So it's depending on the social media that you're going on to. Everyone goes on things like TikTok, for example, and depending on which side they're on, it would be they'll receive information depending on their interest. So a lot of liberal people will get liberal information, the liberal side of their political views, and vice versa when it comes to the other political view. Am I making sense?
No, I didn't get what you're trying to say then.
Let's see. So I'm reading the comments. All right, I'm probably just not explaining this right, so I'm just gonna go.
Okay, appreciate you coming on. All right, everyone, only send a guest request. If you disagree, tap that screen. Let's try to get to 1 million likes. If you want to help get it out to more people, share the live, everyone. Let's try to get to 1,000 shares. Chantel, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you want to have access to the sub-only chat that's going to be on for the next hour or so, make sure to subscribe to me if you haven't already. Tomorrow, I will be back to, I will be on actually pretty early tomorrow because I have lots of time to be able to debate tomorrow. But today, I do have to get off here in about an hour. So I do appreciate everyone who did come on today so far. It's been a great day so far. Again, tomorrow, we're going to be talking about, I think we're going to do the body count topic tomorrow, everyone. Yo, Inverts, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then we should be back to this topic the next day after that. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Schaefer, I appreciate the subscription. Raphael, I appreciate the had mustache.
I'm 41.
For sure. Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
Sammy,
yes,
I appreciate the subscription. Thank you. Why so?
Well, I've owned multiple businesses. I still am a small business owner, and the past 6 years, man, to be honest, like I was doing the best, and so was my family and friends around me. We were doing the best that we've done during the Trump presidency. Just taxes wise. The economy was booming. Fuel was cheap. I'm in agriculture, so that was a really big deal. Fuel was massive for us. There's a ton of reasons of why I support him, especially when it comes to making money. For sure.
P, I appreciate the subscription. Chantal, I appreciate that mustache. Thank you so much. So, one, you were saying that you were doing better off. Oh, that was right?
Yes, correct.
And then you also, Kat, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. There was one, you said gas prices were low, which also relates to you being better off. Okay, so.
Just gas, taxes, food was cheaper. Building materials were cheaper. Fertilizer was cheaper.
Well, yeah, that's all going to be derivative of gas. So like when it relates to gas, you know that like inflation's a global phenomenon, correct?
Yeah, and okay, so the problem that we're having now, right, is we're spending too much money under this administration. We're also not drilling oil. We're not drilling for oil. Recently, he just canceled the Alaska pipeline. That was literally in the news like a week ago. So there's that issue. America's not producing, its own oil anymore.
We actually are producing the same rates as we were under Trump.
Not necessarily, no.
Want me to show you?
We're definitely not. So we're definitely not. That's why we're buying oil. We're literally buying oil from other countries right now.
I'll show you. It's right here. All right, here. For some reason, it's not letting me zoom in. Let me. Why is it not letting me zoom in? Well, you can look this. Actually, no. Here, it lets me now. Here's our oil production. You see how it's back up to where it was?
I can see a graph. Yeah, that's how, it's hard.
Ernesto, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Here, let me turn this off. Okay, so this is in terms of production. You see the blue line, how it came back to where it was?
Yeah, I can see a blue line. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the production line, right? So here I can scroll out.
Yeah, but the production,
that's thousands of barrels per day.
Yeah, but thousands of barrels per day is
in thousands of barrels. Sorry.
Yeah. So either way, what I'm saying, man, is we've depleted so much of it that we're never going to catch up because the amount.
No, we literally we got back to the standard. So the reason why gas prices are at where they are is because of Russia-Ukraine situation, and it's because of what's it called, and because of OPEC. Right, limiting how much they're sending.
The Russia and Ukraine situation. The only reason we're in that situation is because of the current president. And
so can you give me reason to believe that it would be different if it was under Trump's administration?
Yeah, Trump would have negotiated his way out of it and made sure that
they're not sitting at the table for negotiations.
Yeah, well, they were. They already did. They did. They actually negotiated.
Not with Biden. Not with the U.S. I'm talking about.
Yeah, Biden has.
They sit down other ways.
Ukraine. Biden has special interests with Ukraine.
I don't think that's true.
It's 100% true. He even said it himself.
Can you give me evidence to believe that?
You can look it up. He literally said it himself. He did an interview. He did the quid pro quo, like when they were investigating him and his son with Burisma. There was literally a prosecutor there in Ukraine that was investigating him and his son, and then he said, I'm going to withhold your billions of dollars, and I'm going to withhold your billions of dollars unless you fire this prosecutor. And then Biden said, well, goddamn, he said, sure enough, by 5:00 or whatever that afternoon, the guy was fired. He literally has special interests in Ukraine.
Wasn't that guy corrupt, though?
Himself. What's that?
Wasn't that guy corrupt?
The prosecutor? No, he was investigating the Bidens he was investigating the Bidens.
I don't think that's necessarily true that it was just because he was
investigating. It's 100% true. Biden said it himself.
I don't think that's true. No, just again, give me the quote. Where do I find this quote?
You look it up. You're sitting in front of a phone. I can't. If I try and look it up right now, it'll literally exit out of the live.
It will pause you. It doesn't exit you out the live, but
yeah, you can find it.
What do I type in?
You could probably type in Biden. You could probably put in like Biden brags about firing Ukraine prosecutor. That would probably pull it right up.
A YouTube video?
Sure. It's literally him doing like an interview.
Time to Kyiv, and I remember going over convincing our team or others to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to the press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you.
This is from when he was vice president.
You're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving
Yep.
here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch.
Weird.
Yeah, no, but the prosecutor was corrupt.
Like quid pro quo to me.
But the prosecutor is corrupt, though. So
No,
isn't it for a particular reason?
Okay,
Yeah,
you're stating something that you have no proof of.
Oh, we can pull it up.
Okay.
So what was the prosecutor's name?
I can't remember. I don't have the information in front of me.
Prosecutor that Biden called, or I mean that Biden. Poroshenko. Here, let me see in the chat. Poroshenko. Okay, well, we're gonna Poroshenko. Okay, all right. I'm pulling it up. All right. Let me pull this up. Okay, so here's you can look up Eurasia Net, a brief history of corruption, Ukraine, the Poroshenko area, and it goes over like the corruption involved with Poroshenko. So you can pull that up if you would like.
Yeah, Poroshenko isn't the prosecutor.
That's not the prosecutor?
No, that was not the prosecutor.
Okay, well then there's another person that has the stuff. So let me pull it up. He was the president of Ukraine. Well, he was corrupt apparently as well.
Poroshenko was, but that's who Biden was talking to at the time to get the prosecutor fired.
Prosecutor.
Poroshenko, yes, is very corrupt, but Biden was literally making deals with
Biden,
the corrupt president.
Well, I mean, so does Trump. Trump makes deals with prosecutors. I mean, not prosecutors, with corrupt presidents as well.
Not like that, man. Not like that. You can't name one that was even close to like that.
Name close to what? Sorry.
Like you can't name one that was even remotely like that, dude. There's a massive
name one what that was not remotely like that. Sorry, say that again.
There's a massive investigation going on right now with Biden and his entire family. Like I'd really be surprised.
Tats and twos, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
If somebody in his family doesn't go to jail for this, to be honest.
But we don't have conclusive evidence when it comes to this. They're investigating, which I agree with.
Evidence. There's a lot of
conclusive evidence.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me the conclusive evidence.
Well, I'm not a prosecutor, man. I'm not sitting there trying
to. I appreciate the hand art. Thank you so much. So
Victor
Shokin, is that his name? Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the paper crane. Thank you so much.
You'd have to look it up. You'd have to.
Yo, Magic Man, appreciate it.
Yeah, you'd have to actually look it up and see who he had fired. Like that'd be the easiest way to look up who Biden had. What prosecutor did Biden have fired in Ukraine? That would probably give you his name.
I think it's Victor Shokin.
Yeah, he was investigating Burisma. The Bidens in Burisma.
Requesting information on relating to. So wait, the investigation of Burisma, did that happen after 2012, 2016?
I think it's still on. It was technically even right now it's still ongoing.
So the investigation has been going on since when?
Since he was vice president.
Yeah, I'd have to read into this.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. I'm just telling you.
We can go to read it. I'll read into it, and we can talk about it then. If you
want to read into it, it is, dude. you're gonna be like, what the hell, dude? It's bad.
Well, I mean, I'm already for investigating and like taking down like the Bidens if they're corrupt and whatnot. Clearly speaking, I'm not like against that, right? But
Yeah,
my point is that given that I've seen right now, given the evidence that I have, right, clearly speaking, Trump is a worse circumstance for the United States comparative to Biden in terms
and
of
see, I don't.
administration, in terms of federal judges, in terms of again the anti-democratic notions.
Yeah, but see that's the problem is that we're not a democracy. We're not a democracy at all. We'll
We
never
are
be.
a representative democracy.
No, we're actually not. You're wrong. You want to look it
No,
up?
we're not. No, I'm
Look it
not.
up. See if the United
A
States is a democracy.
constitutional republic and democratic
Yep.
republic is a representative democracy.
No, it's not. Absolutely not.
It
It's not a representative.
fundamentally is.
It's not. It's
It
not.
literally is.
It's literally not. That's it. We would just say it's a democracy. It was a democracy.
It's a representative democracy, which is
It's
also
not,
compatible with
it's
being a
not-
republic.
Just because it has similarities doesn't mean that it's a
No, it
representative.
is. It is a republic. It's also a democratic republic, and it's a representative democracy.
No, it's not. It's not two things. It's only one.
Oh my gosh, it can be both.
No, but we're not.
You just
We're
don't
not.
understand.
I do.
I need you to like look into it. Actually,
I have. You can Google it.
no, you haven't. I promise.
You can literally Google it, man. We're a
I have.
constitutional
I have.
republic.
Did you take a civics class in high school? You would have known this.
We're a constitutional republic. Just because if there's similarities.
Did you take a civics class in high school?
Can't call it something it's not.
Did you take a civics class in high school?
What does that have to do with anything? Just
They probably didn't have it in place yet. You literally learn about this in civics class.
I took home ec. I took home ec in high school, but it doesn't mean I'm a chef.
No, I'm not saying that you had. I'm just saying that you would have learned it there.
All right, okay. Either way, it doesn't really matter, man. And oh, hey, I know that I've been listening to you for a while, and you keep bringing up the supposed lie that he lied about the 2020 election about it
Thank
being
you, Koala. I
stolen.
appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So I just want to let you know, like, 100% it was stolen, and I can easily prove that because my vote was stolen, and along with other family members and friends. I live in Arizona. I don't know if you heard of Sharpie Gate, but that was a big thing down here.
How do you know your vote got stolen?
Because I checked and it was never counted.
So your vote was never counted. When did you send it in?
I didn't send it in. I stood in line.
You stood in line. Did you put in your stuff correctly?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yep.
Then it would have
We all
been
checked on
in.
it. We all checked on it. A bunch of people did. It was a big thing down here.
Then it would have been in.
No, it literally did not. It did not count. Like there was literally a hotline number you could check to see if it was counted, and it was never counted.
Yeah. So
It happened down here, and then there was also
why not
of other
report
stuff
it?
too, like
Mila, I
that.
appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Did you report it? Allison, thank you for the subscription as well. I appreciate it.
Yeah, a ton of people did. Yeah, there was another hotline you could call and like.
Oh, did
report
you?
it, but it didn't matter. Yeah, of course I did.
Where did you do that? At the hotline number?
Yeah, you just do a hotline. You give them your first, last name, give them your social security number and stuff, and then that's it. That's all that happens.
And no information.
No, of course not. Why would they? They were stealing it.
So you went in person and voted,
Yes, I did. Stood in line for like 3 hours.
and they didn't take your vote at all.
No, they scanned it, but that was about it. Gave me a little stupid receipt and a sticker that says I voted.
And you okay? So, I mean, I don't want to ask for your name and stuff, so I can search it up. But you can like search
Yeah,
this stuff up.
you can't find it because all the records have been destroyed down here. So,
Why were the records destroyed?
well, because they want to hide it. Why else would you destroy records?
Well,
Dude, there was big court cases
destroying
that-
records
there
is
was
like
big court
sus.
cases that happened. Exactly.
If they
100%.
destroyed records, that would be sus, and people
did.
would have called that out.
Yeah, look it up. We did call it out. There was big court cases down here.
Yeah, and what happened from the court cases?
Nothing because they're all Democrat run.
That's not how it works.
It literally that's
Court-
how it works. You can,
So you're just saying the courts was like bias.
you're telling me that you can't buy people?
You're telling me that they bought them out. So can you give me evidence they bought them out?
Well, I mean, if the votes were stolen and then the evidence was destroyed, um,
Well, you're
that
claiming
would
these
be
things.
fine.
Can you give me evidence of any of these things?
I'm telling you, you can look it up. If you don't believe me, you can just look
I'll
it
give
up.
you time to look it up. I'll give you time to look it up, and you can
I
tell me the
really, I
title.
really don't want. I'm just explaining to you like what happened. I mean, if you're really interested, you can look it up for
Yeah,
yourself
but I
and
mean,
read
like that's a
all
pretty
about it.
pretty huge claim, and like I think that you should find it real quick, and then you can come back real quick, and we can go over it.
I'm just telling you, man. You can look it up yourself. All your guys' view, your viewers and stuff like that, they can look it up too. And I'm sure most of them have heard
So
about it.
why can't you find it real quick for us?
Man, I really don't want to go through the time and go look it up. If you guys are really that interested in it, and you guys really want to, if you're
I mean, you're the one making the
truly
claim, right? If I
interested
just
in
make claims about Trump and don't give you any source and just tell you to look it up, right? That would probably not be the best
no,
way to make claims about Trump.
I'd absolutely look it up. I mean, if I really wanted to know, and I wanted,
No,
and
but
I
you'd be
wanted to check.
satisfied in the conversation if I were just to say look it up every single time.
Well, yeah, you've been saying a lot of facts this entire time without any proof. The only thing I just saw is you just showed me
Ask for
a
proof for
graph.
any of the claims, and I'll give it to you.
Man, it doesn't really matter.
It does actually.
It doesn't, because all we're doing is talking anyways, dude. Like realistically, like when it comes down to it,
we have to
we're
have
not
processes to confirm or disconfirm claims.
It-
If we don't have a process to
problem
confirm or
is
disconfirm a claim, then how the hell are we gonna?
the problem is with everybody right now, right? Is we're not unified. Okay,
Thank you, Cashman. I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
we're not unified. We have a corrupt government. It's plainly freaking obvious. We're all in a shitty spot. Inflation is high. Interest rates are high. No one can afford rent. Food is expensive. Gas is expensive. We're literally in World War III right now.
We're not
Okay,
in World War III.
100%.
Gas is expensive because of the conditions I
Okay,
told you about.
okay.
That the
We
same
are
thing would have been true.
100%.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Same thing would have been true with the gas and the economy when it relates to Trump if Trump was president,
No,
right?
absolutely, it would not.
We are not in World War III.
How do you know we're not in World War III? Explain that.
Because World War III would involve many different countries declaring war on each other, internationally speaking.
No.
Major countries, major superpowers, which has not happened.
Oh, you mean like us sending F-16s and Abram tanks and weapon systems and money
That's not
and
that's
things
not
like that
declaring
to another
war.
country? To
That is
another country?
fundamentally, Kyle. It's fundamentally different from declaring war. We gave
No,
lend
it's
lease.
not. No,
Lend
do you know?
lease.
Okay,
Lend
okay. I
lend
want to
lease
say
is
one thing.
fundamentally different
I want to say
from.
one thing. When do we declare war? When do we declare war?
When
Do we
it
ever
depends on
declare
the
war?
circumstance.
Do we
Noisy, I
ever
appreciate the
declare war
subscription. Thank you so
prior
much.
before we get involved?
Thank
Do
you,
we ever
Noisy.
de-
Appreciate it.
do we ever declare war prior before we get involved?
Yeah.
When? Name one time.
After Pearl Harbor, we
No,
declared
we were
war.
already involved.
Thank you for the
We were
hearts. I appreciate it. Thank you so
sending
much.
troops. We were sending
No,
troops.
we
sending
declared war
aircraft.
and then we
were
send
sending
troops.
munitions. No, absolutely not. The only reason, no, dude, no, we were already involved in World War II. Look it up. You
No.
don't know your history very well.
I do, and again, and when we
don't.
relate to history, we literally got involved, right?
No, that
After.
wasn't when we got involved in World War II. We were involved in World War II before Pearl Harbor. Just so you know.
Are you talking about in terms of like the money? Yeah, I appreciate
No,
the hat
I'm
mustache.
talking
Thank you so
about
much.
troops,
We were talking about the
aircraft,
declaration of war, bro.
weapons.
You're literally changing the claim because we were talking about declaration of war.
Yeah, I just told you name one time when I said name one time when we have actually when we have not already been involved in a war, when they have like you know what I'm saying. Name
No,
one
I don't.
time. Okay. I just told you and you just went around it and you said the only time you said, oh yeah, Pearl Harbor. That's when we declared war and that's when we got
No, we
involved
declared war after
in
Pearl
World-
Harbor, is what I
World-
said.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you, Maggie. I appreciate the subscription. Thank
So
you so
were we
much.
not involved in World War II prior to Pearl Harbor?
It depends on what you mean by involved. Right, I'm talking about declaration of war.
I know that. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, in terms of we did not declare war prior to Pearl Harbor. No.
Okay, but were we involved in World War II prior before that?
What do you mean by involved with?
Were we sending troops? Were we
Appreciate that
sending?
mustache. Thank you so
Were we
much.
sending money? Were we sending?
I think we were sending money. Yeah.
equipment? Were we sending equipment?
We were sending money and equipment, yeah.
Okay, so wouldn't that make you involved?
Not in terms of declaring war.
Okay,
We
so
weren't
you're
talking
saying
about
a
declaring
document-
war. We weren't
So
talking
you're-
about.
So you're saying a document is the almighty key mark of being involved in a world war? Is a document is a declaration?
No,
of
no,
war?
no. I'm okay. So then you'd have to say that there is a world war going on right now that we're then
There is,
involving ourselves
100%.
with.
It
I
involves
appreciate
a
the
bunch of
hide mustache.
superpowers.
Thank you so much. What's the world war?
Is Russia not a superpower? Answer me these questions. Is Russia not a superpower?
You could necessarily consider Russia a superpower. It's like
Okay,
I'm not like
hold the-
that's
they hold the
extremely
most-
vague in the usage of superpower. Then nuclear superpower, you could say, but superpower in general, like I don't know if I would say that, especially economically.
So there's superpower.
See, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so
You
much.
can beat around the bush as much as you want, but there's superpower.
I
Okay.
literally just no, they're not. Not like a. Sorry.
NATO is a
Not in
superpower.
economic
NATO
sense.
is
Not
a
in economic
superpower.
sense at all.
Europe is a superpower. Just in general, Germany's a superpower. The U.S. is a superpower.
I wouldn't consider Germany by itself a superpower.
What's the definition of a world war?
Appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Mama fan. So when it relates to world war, there'll be many different countries around the world declaring war who are like superpowers, or like top superpowers, right? So like when it relates to World War II, it was like Germany, Britain, America, Japan, right? Those were like the biggest countries at the time, right? Clearly,
And what were they all doing?
Russia.
They were all sending equipment, personnel, and money.
No, but they declared war as well. So it's not just that
They didn't
were
all declare
sending-
war until after they were already involved. None of them did.
So technically, the Cold War you think is a legitimate war then?
The Cold War?
Yeah.
The Cold War was a legitimate war, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you think any type of so it's just proxy war is war under your view, like direct war.
Proxy war is absolutely war. That's why it has the name war in it.
Well, the idea is that it could be a type of war, right? But it's not necessarily the declaration of war that we're talking about.
This is definitely 100% a world war, dude.
I wouldn't consider it a world war. A proxy war between hold up, stop. A proxy war between like Russia and the US isn't a world war.
It's not a proxy war. Americans are going over there and fighting.
No, it's only a proxy war.
It's definitely not a proxy war. The Americans are literally going over there and dying, dude.
No, they're going on training. What are you talking
I don't know
about?
what you're talking about.
I don't know. Can you give me evidence that they're like going in there and they're fighting?
Have you ever been on an app or I think they have a website too, Funker Tactical?
No.
You can go on there. Go on Funker Tactical.
What
if
is
anybody
that?
wants to see, if anyone wants to see what's going on in Ukraine right now,
What
you
is
can go to
that?
Funker Tactical. It's literally a bunch of veterans and stuff. It's a veteran-owned. They have an app and a website, and they get intel from Ukraine, and they post videos, and it's actually pretty neat to watch. If you're
How do you know
interested,
it's accurate?
Your eyes and ears can't lie, dude. I mean, if you want to see,
I mean,
what's going on there.
could be shown misleading information.
well, I mean, you can cross-reference it if you want to.
With what?
I mean, you just go on the internet and research it.
Okay, so like,
So, I mean, you can do your own research if you're really interested to see if somebody's telling the truth or not. You can just go and do your own research. So, I mean, everybody's got that capability now. If you have a phone in your hand, it's literally like a computer. You can do your own.
that doesn't
research.
justify you just making your own claims about anything and not being held accountable to like actually providing a source.
Everybody's making their own claim. So, I mean, you can go in just like stuff you
I'm
say.
not making a claim without evidence, right? Like I'll give you evidence if you ask.
Yeah, and I'll still research it because when you go and research websites, stuff's really biased, dude. People have biased opinions, and it's just the way it goes nowadays. It's the way it goes. Nothing's ever 100%. You got to go in and do your own research. It's the way it goes. I mean,
We're trying to indicate what's most likely based on evidence, though, right? And every single
Sometimes.
time you make a claim, you can't just like say that like, oh, you got to Google it, right? Because I can say the
Well,
exact same thing. I can make a claim
okay,
about
but
Donald Trump.
just
Thank
like
you for
you
the
saying
subscription. I
that-
appreciate it. Thank you so much. I can say Trump got found guilty. Google it.
and then I would.
And then you wouldn't be able to find it. And then what would you think?
if I wouldn't be able to find that Trump was guilty,
Yeah.
well, I'd be like, okay, I wasn't able to find it. What do you mean? What are you
Yeah,
getting at?
so the same thing would be true like when I relate to you now, right? I can't find what you're referencing.
What
So
about what? What do you
about
what do you
any of the
what do
claims that you've made, I've looked them up.
you can't find what of you literally just played a video of
Appreciate the heathen. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it.
Biden talking to a corrupt president in Ukraine and making deals with a corrupt president and doing some
I didn't even talk about that, but there are many corrupt deals with, I mean, not corrupt deals with corrupt presidents around the world that Biden, Trump, all the different presidents engage with. I don't know what you're talking about. That's like you're misleading information.
It wasn't misleading information. I brought it up and you said, oh, show me your evidence. And then you went and found the video yourself of him saying it. So that wasn't misleading. I didn't mislead you. I told you.
You told me the correct information in terms of saying that like he, what was it? It was like he got rid of it was like he wanted to get rid of the prosecutor, right? But you didn't add the information that the prosecutor, right, had corrupt past or there was a reason for him to be gone. Right.
No,
it's not like it was just out of nothing.
There was no corrupt past. You're just making that up. You didn't.
I'm literally not making it up, dude. We literally.
Okay. There's no. He didn't have a corrupt past.
Literally, that is the reason why they got them in that circumstance in the first place. If it was the case that what I saw was wrong, right, and say that he didn't have a corrupt past, and this was particularly because they were investigating. Hold up, it was particularly because they were investigating the Bidens. Clearly speaking, I'd be in the same standpoint as you. Yeah, what the fuck? This is very fucked up, right? In the same position, right? But I'm not convinced by that.
It's because you didn't look it up. You looked up.
I literally did look it up, dude.
No, you did. No, you
I literally did, bro.
I'm telling you, you didn't show anything, dude. You didn't show nothing.
I literally told you what to look up for Victor Shokin.
I'm just saying, whatever. You know, you can say
whatever, bro.
You can say what you want. I will. I don't even need to. I know I've already looked that up. In 2014, I looked that up.
Okay, I'm confused, right? But like, I mean, okay, then why would you say that my looking it up recently wasn't?
Because you're not being honest with your viewers, man.
What do you mean I'm not being honest? I am being honest. Literally everything I've said is honest.
It's not. Just like you saying that there was no.
You said you looked it up in 2014, and it didn't even happen in 2014.
He was a prosecutor in 2014.
No, but you didn't look up this information, right, about this happening. Thank you for the cap. I appreciate it because it hadn't happened yet. So you're the one that's misleading people. It's not me.
I understand that. He's been.
So you agree that you made a false claim about it, and then you're trying to say that I'm the one misleading people.
Name the claim that I made.
You literally just made a claim that fuck, what was it? You literally just said it, dude. I literally just lost it in my head. Come on, you just said it, bro. I literally forgot, bro. I just called it out, man.
I looked him up in 2014.
Yeah, you said, oh yes, 20. You said you looked it up and it was in 2014, but actually it happened after that point. I looked him up
in 2014. Yes.
No, you said you researched this event.
No, I did not say that particular event I researched in 2014. That's not what I said.
Sure.
That's not what I said.
What did you say then? What were you referencing?
I said I looked him up in 2014. I've been following the war. I've been following the war over there between Russia and Ukraine since 2014.
No, you said the Victor Shokin thing.
I understand that, but he was also a prosecutor during that time. There's a bunch of
but he wasn't relevant.
No, he was not irrelevant during that time.
He was irrelevant.
No, not during that time. No, he has not.
He's literally irrelevant at that time period.
Absolutely not. If you want to learn more about that,
whatever, man. You're the one saying that I'm the one misleading people.
What
right?
I'm saying too is also you brought up the voter fraud thing. There was even voter fraud in your state, dude. You said you live in California. What about ballot harvesting?
Those were Republicans.
No, in California,
they unironically were Republicans.
Okay, you have no.
In California, yeah, they were Republicans.
Okay, so Republicans. So you're saying no Democrats did any sort of ballot harvesting at all?
No, there probably were. I would say like it was majority Republicans from what I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. And then what about all the I don't know, across the U.S., of people using fake addresses and things like that. Have you ever watched Steven Crowder?
Yeah,
Steven
someone made
Crowder?
this claim earlier, right? Literally heard this earlier from another person. Of
Yeah,
course,
they went around.
right?
They went around and took a
Yeah.
bunch of
So like when it
addresses,
relates to,
drove around in
I
Nevada.
would like to see the actual process they use to find these particular addresses. One, two, there's literally some level of fraud within every single election that exists. Right, the level of fraud that existed within this election, this 2020 election, was less proportionally than every other election in U.S. history.
How do you know that?
Again, I can source a claim on that. It's not just
Okay,
me
so
pulling it out of my
so
ass.
somebody made a claim and you read it and you're just gonna
No, I
call
can
that.
source a claim from like they audited the election.
Obviously, they didn't audit it because they didn't count my vote. Where's
And
that?
I don't even know to accept that.
Okay, you don't have to. I'm just telling you. It's 100% happened to me, and it happened to a bunch of people out here, including my family members. So Arizona's Republican, dude. This is a red state, dude.
And if Arizona changed, would that have changed the election?
If Arizona did change,
No.
did change. They cheated.
No, if it changed to red, would have the election changed?
If what changed to red?
If the results of the election.
If it changed to red, I don't know what you're referring to.
Yeah, if Arizona changed red, would Donald Trump have won the election?
Just Arizona by itself? No.
Yeah.
They would have to go to the other
lost.
states too. They would have to go to the other states too. Other states.
So this would
not-
even
it
if I
wasn't
gave you
the-
Arizona,
the only ones.
even
It
if
wasn't the only-
even if I gave you Arizona, you still wouldn't have won.
You'd have to have more states.
Yeah, I know that's the issue.
Yeah, I know, but there was more than one state. We weren't the only state that they cheated in.
Ooh, okay. So again, I'm just not convinced not only that your state it was faulty, right, but that it was faulty in any of those other states, right? And again, when it relates to the audits, people that were appointed by Trump, right, they literally none of them indicated that there was sufficient evidence to overturn the election. None.
Yeah, but they never did an investigation.
They literally did investigate.
No, they
what are you
didn't.
talking about?
threw it
They had
out.
audits.
Never even went to court.
They did have audits. Some of them did go to court. That's a lie.
No.
They literally
didn't.
audited several times. They made him audit multiple times. I don't know what you're talking about.
If you recount the same votes without verifying any information off of those votes, that doesn't do anything.
It's not just recounting.
Okay, listen. If you recount fraudulent votes, it doesn't matter how many times you recount fraudulent votes.
It's literally not just recounting fraudulent.
That's what
votes,
they did.
dude.
That's 100% what they did.
No, there were literally audits, dude. There were many
That's
audits.
what they did. That was their audit. They just recounted the votes.
Audit is not just a recounting, bro.
No, that's what they did. 100%. It's what they did out here.
Literally, look up on the internet. Are audits just recounting?
That's what they did.
You're only referencing one area. You're definitely not referencing.
No, I'm literally referencing
most
all of
audits.
them.
Because again, give me evidence to believe that. Because again,
they
from what
didn't
I've seen,
cross-reference names and addresses.
they
didn't
what
do
you
that.
mean? So
They didn't cross-reference names and addresses.
well, do you want to look at the audits? Have you looked at the audits?
You're not going to find any of them. They destroyed them.
What do you mean they destroyed them?
They destroyed them they destroyed them.
Really? They destroyed them?
All of the hard copies. That's what they did.
Then look up right now. Look up audits of 2020 election. Click on the first link that comes from the Election Assistance Commission, and it will show you the election audits across the United States. You can pull open the full PDF of the 26-page document, in which goes over all of the different audits across the entire United States.
Okay. And
you can read into it right now. I want you to look into it, and it will tell you which things were taken into account when it was audited. There were automated audits, right? There were other types of audits, risk limiting audits. It tells you what particular things that they did to be able to take into account. All of it.
I'm telling you,
I want you to read it. This is the best thing you could read right now.